Salutations, welcome back to I Speak and Not Preach with John this beautiful day. Today's good word is Deuteronomy chapter 17, verse 17, and it says, "And he shall not acquire many wives for himself, lest his heart turns away, nor shall he acquire for himself excessive silver or gold." You know why this is? Because it speaks to greed. And God is not a God that provides greed and does not consent of greed. For God says greed is a sin. It is considered a sin to be greedy. So a man that tells you that it's okay to have multiple wives because he has money to do it is a man that is, unfortunately, does not understand what matrimony means, which is a derivative of mother. It comes from a Latin derivative that, in Greek term, I believe, that means mother. So remember that matrimonious means that it is between a man and a woman, and it is only two, for they become one. If there is many wives, there is no way a man can become one with a woman, for he is then many. You understand? And he cannot be considered holy. For none of his unions are matrimonious, and none of them are holy, for they're all considered greed and, again, unmatrimonious. It is not ordained or recognized by a holy God. So a lot of these marriages, and you see these men out here with these several wives and trying to encourage a woman, it is a Satanist act to allow a man to have many wives, for he is not due of them. There is no need for a man to have many, for he has one pole that is made for one hole. And that is what keeps, again, disease and lust and all of these things out of your bedroom and out of your house. For if a man has many, Solomon has shown you what comes to a man with many wives. For he invited them in his house, then he didn't even make them pray to his God. He allowed them to then bring their gods into his house. So his house was divided. Then he allowed them again to dictate and rule. And a man and a wife are supposed to be able to become partners. So there is no power dynamic between the two, for they are one. See that? That's how it's supposed to be. Solomon is a good teacher for men and many wives. For that is the reason he lost his kingdom. That and summoning demons, and not understanding that he was cursing himself and summoning them into his space. However, having many wives was his detriment and was his downfall. So, again, Deuteronomy 17:17 says, chapter 17, verse 17 says, "He shall not acquire many wives for himself. Let at least his heart turns away," which means that, again, it has been omitted that a man cannot love God and money, just like he cannot love two women. For when he loves one, his heart shall turn from the other. Remember that. So there is no such thing as many wives. Okay? Remember that. It's not ordained and it's not recognized as a holy union. It's just a union. And that's why a lot of them don't work. So I suggest men start marrying who you see yourself with up and down and in and out and as a friend, and not just for statistics and for social reasons and for political reasons and for reasons of politics. Just politics, period. Marry someone that you ultimately see yourself growing with, because if you don't, you're doing yourself a disservice. And even more, you're putting those women in a dishonorable union. And that is not very manly or leader-like. So hopefully it helps. I speak and I preach, but I tell the truth. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Good God's put it on me, and I tell it like it is. So hopefully it helps. Remember, salvation and redemption is a choice. If you choose otherwise, goodbye. spoken, written, says the good Lord. And thank you for allowing me to share with you. Like, share, and subscribe, and enjoy your day. Thank you.